It's supposed to be the main starting point for the state's reparations effort. California Democratic Legislative Black Caucus at first pushed this before blocking the effort last year with little explanation. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala sat down exclusively with Chair Moore and Assemblyman Saley, and here's the story.
I just want to ask you how you think people are going to react when they see you two sitting together in this interview.
I don't know why people would be surprised. I mean, in my office here, we work across the aisle when possible. We work with all members of the community, so it's not surprising to me, but I can see how it could be surprising to others.
When did you two start working together?
End of session last year, Ms. Moore and several others were in the gallery there, and they were being denied access and entry onto the Assembly gallery. I've never seen that before, and I just started talking to them, finding out what's going on, and really, I just felt it was a true injustice, and that's when our conversation started happening about, you know, where they're coming from and what they're looking to accomplish.
The California Reparations Task Force, we were a legislative advisory body, so our primary duty was to advise the state legislature, the entire legislature, not just the CLBC, but the entire legislature on the types of proposals, reparations-related proposals that they should introduce into law. Since then, we've been, relying on primarily the Black Caucus to do the right thing and introduce strong reparations legislation. This past legislative session, I was very open and honest in my critique about their package. I thought it was weak.
Some in your party, I know, were surprised to see your announcement last week on this. Just where have Republicans been on the conversation on reparations?
That's a really good question, Ashley. I think maybe Republicans haven't done a great job on communicating on this issue. Now, in full transparency, there's a lot we don't agree on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to be very clear. I don't support cash reparations because I don't believe California was the primary financial beneficiary of slavery. However, we are the party that fought to abolish slavery. We were founded to abolish slavery. We fought a civil war. Our first president was Lincoln. This is a natural constituency group for the Republican Party. And so this bill, again, is very narrow. It just creates a government system to have genealogy services so we can identify and have a class of Americans who are truly descendants of slaves. And what we do with that, I think, is up for discussion.
So I want to go back to you mentioning some members of the coalition being called MAGA and conservative for just simply questioning the members who block their own priorities. I mean, just your response to that.
Honestly, I consider that to be categorically false. It's even in slander and libel territory, but I stand in strong support of Assemblyman Saley's AB 1315. As former chairperson of the California Reparations Task Force, I am going to support any piece of legislation from any legislator that speaks directly to the task force's reports. I'm going to criticize, for instance, any legislator who introduces legislation that I think is, perverse or contrary to the task force's report.
I would just remind people, never pledge allegiance to a single political party, ever. I mean, Black Americans are not owned by the Democrat Party and they're not owned by the Republican Party, and both parties should be competing in the marketplace of ideas, and they're all free to support different bills from different sides of the aisle.
That was Ashley Zavala reporting. We did reach out to the Legislative Black Caucus for comments, but have not heard back. Next, a focus